Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on onespotmedia.com.
A ruling by the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council has bolstered the government's push to impose tougher prison time for gun crimes.
A teenager who was sentenced to 15 years for wounding with intent during a robbery in 2013 had challenged the constitutionality of the ruling.
But that appeal was today rejected. In 2013, then 17-year-old Tafari Morrison was sentenced to a mandatory 15 years imprisonment after pleading guilty to illegal possession of a firearm, aggravated robbery, and wounding with intent. The charges stem from a shooting a year earlier in which the victim was robbed of his cell phone and shot multiple times, even though he had handed over his phone to Morrison and his cronies. Morrison's attorneys had appealed, arguing that the 15-year sentence for wounding with intent was unlawful because it was determined in accordance with a statutory minimum. However, on Thursday, the Privy Council rejected the appeal, upholding the sentencing. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck has welcomed the ruling.
The case itself is of great importance as it analyzes the effect of minimum mandatory sentence generally imposed and how it must be proportionate to the humane and degrading treatment that sentences can cause.
In its summary document, the Privy Council upheld the 15-year sentence for wounding with intent on the basis that the offence carries a minimum sentence of 15 years and the minimum sentence is constitutional. Since the government proposed imposing a minimum mandatory sentence for gun-related crimes, there has been pushback in some quarters. Some argue that the move takes away the judge's authority to take mitigating circumstances into consideration, while others question the constitutionality of mandatory minimum sentences. But according to the Justice Minister, the ruling shows that the government is moving in the right direction. He believes the Privy Council's ruling indicates that the sentence was not inhumane or degrading with respect to a juvenile, and that the use of guns has damaged the Jamaican society and consequently should attract a sentence with a big deterrent element.
No doubt, those persons who have questioned the minimum mandatory in the firearms, the recently passed Firearms Act, will now see that at the highest level it is quite constitutional, and we will be examining the proposed minimum mandatory in the cases of murder when they come before the Joint Select Committee, which should be meeting shortly.